Yo guys, it's slyroh. You already know that today I am here ready to put in my votes for the 2023 Game Awards. This is a fun time of year. I love end of the year stuff and getting to reminisce on all the greatest games and other things that came out throughout the year. Yeah, so we're here at Game Awards. You know how it goes. As you're watching this, they put this up on Monday, so you're seeing this a few days late. But I'm actually recording this like the day of because I don't want to be spoiled too much on what is here and what's not here. I only accidentally came across like one or two things, and I'll be very transparent when that comes up. But yeah, so I'm just gonna give my opinions and put in some votes for the Game Awards, and it should be fun. And yeah, I think I've said this before. If you haven't watched me do one of these before, I don't really care that much about who wins. I'm not super invested on a certain game needing to win. Like whatever, it is what it is. I just think this is a fun platform to be able to discuss games and talk about some of my opinions and hear some of other people's opinions and whatnot. But in terms of who actually wins, it doesn't really matter to me. I will live my life even if my favorite game isn't even nominated for any of these, which is kind of fun because I don't even know what my favorite game is. I'm actually currently playing through 3 or 4 different games that are probably going to end up in like a top 10 games of the year. So if you want to know what my true full list is going to end up being, subscribe, because at the end of the year I will be making a video. I was going to be a top 10, but I mean, I might have to stretch it to 15. There's a lot of good games this year. But even if I haven't played games, I feel like I'm pretty knowledgeable about the stuff that has come out. So we're just going to go through category by category, and we're going to go through probably everything except for I'm just going to not do the esports thing. So I'm just going to go from game of the year to content creator, and that's what we're going to do. We're just going to go one by one, and that should be that. I feel like there was one other thing I was going to say, but who cares? Let's look at the game of the year. Oh, I was going to say, this year, of all years, Game Awards, please, I don't generally have that much faith in you, but this year, you should not have the same 4 games in, like, every single category. There's so much variety. I mean, look at these nominees for Game of the Year. There's so much variety in different types of games that I swear if the same 4 to 5 games are in every single category, I'm going to, like, throw a fit. Because, like, I mean, it's one thing when last year was very, like, top-heavy, but this year there's just so many different games. So let's go ahead and actually look at the nominees. Alan Wake 2 is interesting. I've actually been hearing really, really good things about that. I've never really cared. I never really knew much about Alan Wake. I can't say I didn't care about it, but it's nothing that ever crossed my radar. But I've been hearing really good things, so to see it nominated for Game of the Year is interesting. Baldur's Gate 3, obviously, that took over, like, everybody's life. I tried to get into it. I didn't really get into it all that much. I actually prefer a little bit more linearity. I feel like there's too much choice. It kind of actually overwhelms me a little bit. Got Marvel Spider-Man 2, we got Resident Evil 4, we got Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I'm actually a little surprised at that, but solid choice. That's one of the games that I'm currently playing through. I'm actually, so full transparency, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, I played a couple hours of, kind of put it down, never really got back into it, not because it's bad, just because I found other things to play. Baldur's Gate 3, I just couldn't really get into, played maybe like an hour of it. Alan Wake 2 never played, Resident Evil 4 did not get around to playing, and the 2 games that I'm currently playing are Marvel Spider-Man 2 and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Those are 2 among 2 other games that I'm playing. And yeah, I don't have any big snubs. If you want to know what my favorite game of the year is going to be, I'll let you know at the end of the year. But as of right now, my vote is going to go to Marvel Spider-Man 2. Right now, I think that... wow. I think Marvel Spider-Man 2 essentially is just like the first Marvel Spider-Man. Like, there's no real, like, bad things that I can say about it. I feel like it's like near flawless. It's I don't know if it's going to end up being my absolute favorite game of the year, but it might. We'll see, because I actually have to beat it first before it's even in consideration. But out of the games listed here, I'm very confident that I will like Spider-Man 2 more than any of the other games on the list. So yeah, that's my pick for now. It's basically just a game that I have no issues with. I don't know that it's blown me away, but it's really fun. And I have no negatives to say about it, so that's an easy game of the year vote for me. Let's go to the next category. I can do it this way, so now I can just go one category at a time. We got Best Game Direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Okay, and it's 5 of the 6 games that were there for Game of the Year. All right, off to a great start. I mean, game direction is kind of a hard thing, because, like, what does that even mean? Creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Like, again, Marvel Spider-Man 2 is probably, like, my favorite of these. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is, you know, very creative in, like, what it's doing. I would say Baldur's Gate 3 is, I mean, in terms of game direction and design, and just the way that the world is laid out, is very impressive. So I don't know. I'm probably just going to default to picking Spider-Man 2 just because game direction is kind of a hard thing to sort of, figure out what exactly differentiates that between like other things. So I'm just going to lock in a vote there. We're not going to talk that much about it, and we'll move on to the next thing. But I am also one that I don't like just putting my vote towards the same thing like every single time. So it's like, it is what it is. See, best narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. Again, Alan Wake 2, I've not played. Baldur's Gate 3, I don't know enough of the story. Cyberpunk 2077, I have not played. Final Fantasy 16 I have, and Marvel Spider-Man 2 obviously I'm playing right now. I don't know much about the narrative for Spider-Man 2. I feel like that is going to end up being the best one, but like I at least know the full story of Final Fantasy 16 because I played the whole thing. The story was solid. I mean, is it the best narrative of the year? Probably not. But I might pick it just to pick something else. Because I mean, or do I just go Spider-Man 2? Do I just keep going Spider-Man 2 and then everybody can assume that it's my favorite game of all time if I just vote for every single thing? That could be fun. That could be a fun little arc for me. Yeah, I mean, the problem with best narrative is like I was falling asleep during some of the cutscenes in Final Fantasy 16. They're so long, and by the end of the game, I barely knew what was happening. Not because it was confusing, but because I was having trouble paying attention. And I kind of have trouble voting for that for best narrative. So we're just gonna go Spider-Man 2. All right. Here we go. It's gonna be like best racing game. It's just gonna be like Spider-Man 2. Best art direction. Oh no, I can't vote for Spider-Man 2. It's okay. Ooh. Oh no. Oh, this is hard. Okay. Outstanding creative and our technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Alan Wake 2 is going to be one of those games just nominated for everything. I wonder if it's going to win anything. I feel like the Game Awards always have like one of those games that is just nominated everywhere and then just walks away with like nothing. So here's very interesting. Hi-Fi Rush. I love to see Hi-Fi Rush here. That was super fun. And you want to talk about creative, artistic design and animation. Hi-Fi Rush, I mean, has that in spades. Lies of P as well. Lies of P is an incredible game. I'm actually almost surprised. I'm not that surprised, but like I would have put it as a consideration for Game of the Year. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, obviously, for like the art, animation. It's very lively. I think it's really nice. And then Zelda. Like I don't know. It's fine. I just don't care that much about the Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom style open world Zelda. I haven't been able to get into it. So, I mean, I think out of these games, I probably like Lies of P the most, but I think in terms of like art, design, and animation, I really want to put my vote towards Hi-Fi Rush because that was just such like a lively world. The characters, the expressions, the animations. I mean, I'm giving my vote for Hi-Fi Rush because I don't know if it's going to be up for anything else, and I definitely like want it to win something. Or, I mean, I don't care if it wins, but like I want to at least give my opinions for I want to make sure that my that it is appreciated by me. Best score in music, Alan Wake 2. I think Alan Wake 2 has been nominated for everything. I think maybe Zelda as well. Score in music, this is the one where there's one big omission. Tell me that you just haven't played Octopath Traveler 2 without telling me you haven't played Octopath Traveler 2, because that is far and away the best music, the best score of the entire year. Final Fantasy 16 definitely has probably the next... It would be like, even if Octopath 2 was here, Final Fantasy 16 is probably the only other one where I can understand why somebody would pick that over it. Hi-Fi Rush, I mean, I do really like the music as well. But I think this is where my vote for Final Fantasy 16 is going to go. Because, I mean, the soundtrack is just incredible. I mean, some of those tracks, I mean, just insane. I mean, but yeah, Octopath Traveler 2 is, this is the one that I knew I was like, it's snubbed from this. I'm pretty sure Octopath Traveler 2 isn't going to be anywhere here on the Game Awards, which is also just a big snub. But it's kind of one that I expected because, I don't know, I feel like JRPGs aren't as prominent in Game Awards, stuff like that. This is kind of more... It's weird that it sort of appeals to, like, casual gamers, but also, like, hardcore gamers that just play, like, a lot of different, just, like, wide appeal stuff. And I feel like JRPGs have, like, their niche, and so they don't always get the recognition that they sometimes deserve. Final Fantasy is kind of like, it's become bigger than what it started out as. So that's kind of an exception. And at this point, it's more just like a third-person action game, more so than it is a JRPG, per se. Especially when you're talking about, like, turn-based ones. That's audio design, Alan Wake 2, yet again. Maybe I'll just pick it one of these times. Dead Space, man. Dead Space I bought, and it's still sitting on my shelf. It's sitting on my shelf, and I haven't played it. I mean, I played the original, so I assumed the Dead Space remake probably is really good for audio design. In-game audio and sound design, This is probably just gonna go for a Hi-Fi Rush, actually. I mean, you time everything with the music. It has like the different sound effects that, like, you know, build up like the whole game's like world and everything. I mean, Spider-Man 2 also does a really good job with the in-game audio. You know, like the web swinging. You know, when you're like talking to people, the background noise. I mean, it makes the city feel alive. So there's a lot, and then I don't really have anything to say about Resident Evil 4. So I'm gonna give my vote to Hi-Fi Rush just for audio alone. I'm surprised to see it on like 3 different categories already. Best performance, award to an individual for voiceover acting. Okay, so I probably don't have that much to say about this. Okay, so 10-star for Final Fantasy 16. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, this is the one where it's like I want to know the character. Is that for what's his face? The guy with the deep voice that I can't remember, who's like the best character in the game. Okay, that's the main guy for Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I didn't end up playing Jedi Survivor because I played Fallen Order and I wasn't blown away. So instead of buying Survivor, I just played other games instead. Don't have anything to say anything about Cyberpunk or Alan Wake 2 or Baldur's Gate 3. You're alone with all, but I'm gonna assume that this is like the best character in Final Fantasy 16, and that's where my vote's gonna go. So, I cannot believe that I still cannot think of his name, but whatever. That's just my memory, not because it wasn't memorable. But that has to be that guy. Innovation and accessibility, recognizing software and our hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. This is just sort of like accessibility options. Man, I guess Alan Wake 2 really just dropped the ball. This is really where I was gonna vote for it. Interesting. Okay. Hi-Fi Rush is here. Spider-Man 2 is here. I know that Forza generally has like a really good history of accessibility stuff. I don't know anything about Diablo 4 and its accessibility options. I'm surprised when I was thinking of like, oh, there's been a wide variety of games this year. Some of the things that I was thinking of is just like, oh, there's like Diablo 4 and Mortal Kombat 1, Street Fighter 6. On top of all the other games that have been listed so far. But yeah, I don't really have much of a say in this because I don't think I've needed any accessibility options from these. But I feel like I haven't voted for Spider-Man in a while, so there we go. Let's go! Go Spider-Man, go! But yeah. I mean, I remember, I think it was Forza Horizon 5. That was, I know that was a, it had like so many accessibility options. Games for Impact, for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. These are always the list of games that was just like, man, these are the games that I should have played and I'd never heard of, except for I have actually heard of some of these. Space for the Unbound, I don't know if I've heard that. That doesn't look super familiar. Chance of Sinar, I have no idea what that is. Goodbye Volcano High, that I had planned to play, but then I feel like I heard, I mean, I just saw, it seemed to look a little bit more cringy than not. That being said, between Goodbye Volcano High and Tchia are the only ones that I heard of, and Tchia I only remember because there was like a trailer for it for so many like things before it came out. I feel like I saw so much about it and I was so tired of hearing about it. Terra Nil looks really pretty. I don't even know what that is. And Venba, I feel like looks like another game, but I wouldn't be able to tell you. So for being the one that I've heard of and knowing that the protagonist is non-binary, I'm pretty sure, that's, I mean, pretty thought-provoking and pro-social, whatever. There you go. I hope everybody, furries win, I guess. I don't even know if they're really furries, but, you know, close enough. Best ongoing, award to the game to outstanding development of ongoing content. Let's see, we got Apex Legends, Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact. I mean, Cyberpunk had, like, a DLC. Cyberpunk, in general, has just, like, completely turned its whole image around. Like, this was one of the worst launches, like, of all time. And now it's generally regarded as, like, a pretty good game, or even a really good game, because of, like, DLC, the anime last year, and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, honestly, just for the fact that it's like turned around its reputation the way that it has, that's going to get my vote, even though I haven't played it, because it's my vote, my choice. I can do what I want. Let's see, we still got probably like 10 to 15 more categories. Best community support. I probably don't really have much to say about this. Recognize the game for outstanding community support, transparency. Yeah, I don't have anything about any of these. So this might actually be one. I might just skip this one. I literally have no vote in any of this. I don't know how the developers or whatever support the community in any of those games. Best independent game. Okay. Cocoon I've never heard of. Dave the Diver I heard a lot about, but it did not... I didn't end up playing it. It didn't look that interesting to me, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me. We got Dredge, we got Sea of Stars, we got Viewfinder. Sea of Stars is like the easy one for me. Sea of Stars is the other game that I am currently working through. I'm about 12 hours in, 12 or 13 hours in. It's an incredible game. It's on the list of among like 5 other games. It's on my list of potential game of the year. Sea of Stars is incredible. If you like turn-based RPGs, it is really, really good. It also I don't know, it has like a lot of quality of life features to like you don't feel like you're stuck in one spot for too long. There's a lot of really cool aspects of Sea of Stars. It's an incredible game. So I'm glad to see it somewhere, and that is where I'm going to vote for it. Right there. What do we have? Best debut indie game. Okay, that's different than indie game. Okay, even though most of them are kind of the same. And of course, these are the ones that I've not heard of. Cocoon, Dredge, Pizza Tower, Venba, and Viewfinder. So, actually, I think I know what Viewfinder is. Pizza Tower also sounds familiar, but I've not played, and I don't know enough about any of these games. So I'm actually just not going to vote for that one. Best mobile game. Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Yes. Oh, Terranil's a mobile game. I did not know that. Now you know. I have not played them. I don't really play mobile games, so I'm just going to skip that category as well. Best VR. Gran Turismo 7, Horizon Call of the Mountain, Humanity, Resident Evil Village VR mode, and Snaps. I have not played any of these. I would give my vote to Horizon if I knew if it was good or not, because I know some of my good friends are very much Horizon fans. I'm a Horizon fan, just not, I just didn't play Call of the Mountain. So, I don't know if it was, like, good or not. So, I would vote for it if I was confident that my friends said that it's good and worth a vote. But because I don't know that, maybe they all hate it, I'm just gonna not vote. Best action game. Okay. Oh, you know what? I actually kind of expected to see more Armored Core 6. Because the Game Awards love FromSoft. So action game, you go Armored Core 6, Dead Island 2, Ghost Runner 2. I don't know Ghost Runner 2. Hi-Fi Rush, and then Remnant 2, which I also don't really know Remnant 2. This is sort of a weird thing for me. So Armored Core 6, I sort of rage quit on. I just wasn't really connecting with the game systems and whatnot, and I felt like I just was hitting a brick wall, and I don't know, the way to overcome obstacles just wasn't fun for me, and I wasn't really like engaging with what the game was trying to get me to do. So I like Hi-Fi Rush more as a game. So I mean, I guess I have to vote for Hi-Fi Rush on this, just because I like it the most. I don't know that it's like, when I think of like best action game, like I would have, you know, thrown in like a Final Fantasy 16, or like a Lies of P or something. But out of the options given to me, I guess I'll pick Hi-Fi Rush. But I at least did play Armored Core 6, or a little bit of it, until I decided not to. But my journey with that game is over and gone forever. Best action adventure. Oh, there's a difference between action adventure. And Final Fantasy 16 still doesn't even make it here. Wow, okay. Combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. Out of the ones listed, I'm obviously going to pick Marvel Spider-Man, because I haven't played Alan Wake 2 or Resident Evil 4. I didn't even like Fallen Order enough to want to play Survivor, and Tears of the Kingdom exists, but Spider-Man is better. So, pretty straightforward there. What do we got next? Best RPG. Okay, alright, so it's split up into here. Oh my gosh! Oh wow, this is the first time we've seen Starfield. Wow, this might as well be game of the year. Like, this is a better selection than the game of the year for me, for my personal taste. Baldur's Gate 3, which my vote's not going for, obviously, because I didn't even finish playing it. Final Fantasy 16. Wow, why did I like forget which one it was? Lies of P, Sea of Stars. I've already sang my praises for these games like so much. Starfield, I like literally played like 30 minutes of, and then the problem with Starfield is every time that I turn on my Xbox to go and play a game, I just play Sea of Stars instead. So that's kind of unfortunate for Starfield. Wow. The best RPG out of these. I think I'm actually going to eliminate Final Fantasy 16 out of this. I really think it's between Lies of P and Sea of Stars. So, player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. This is tough. I love these two games. I really, really do. I'm currently towards the end of Lies of P. I haven't actually beat it yet. And then I'm in the middle of Sea of Stars. When I think of like RPG, I feel like Sea of Stars matches that like closer. But I might like Lies of P more as a game. Man, I need to pick one. Which one do I want to win more? I want. Oh gosh, I want Lies of P to win more. Oh man, all right, that's gonna be my vote, but that's a coin flip. I mean, you might see me in a month and a half making my top 10 games of the year, and they might flip spaces. I don't know, but that was incredibly tight. Wow, and also yeah, Octopath Traveler 2 not in that discussion, but it definitely could have been. But those are already incredible choices to have to try and choose from, so I'm not even all that mad. Best fighting out of Rock, Mortal Kombat 1, including All-Star Brawls 2, Pocket Bravery, and Street Fighter 6. I have not played any of these, nor do I have a strong rooting interest, nor do I have any friends that have a strong rooting interest, so I'm just not going to vote on these. I've obviously heard of, well, at least 3 of them. I don't know about Pocket Bravery, and I feel like, I'm not sure about God of Rock. I feel like maybe I should, or maybe I have heard of it and forgot about it, but I'm not quite sure. Best family, got Disney Illusion Island, Party Animals, Pikmin 4, Sonic Superstars, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I've at least heard good things about Disney Illusion Island. I thought it looked pretty cute. I didn't actually play it. Sort of same thing with Party Animals. I feel like I'm not the target audience for Party Animals. I'm also not the target audience for Pikmin. I sort of don't really care about Sonic. I've learned that I'm just not really that big of a Sonic fan. But Super Mario Bros. Wonder is really, really good. So that's where my vote is going, but I could see just about any of these, getting votes, I think they're all solid from what I understand. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just give my vote to Mario. What do we have? We're probably soon towards the end of the different game things here. Best in strategy. Here we go. We got Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, City Skyline 2, Company of Heroes 3, Fire Emblem Engage, and Pikmin 4. If you know anything about me, you know that I'm a huge Fire Emblem fan. I did a playthrough of Fire Emblem Engage, and I loved it. It's not my favorite Fire Emblem game, but I've only played like maybe 5 or 6 Fire Emblem games, and even like a quote unquote like bad Fire Emblem game is still better than like 99% of games out there. Advance Wars 1+2, I made it to the end, but then didn't actually finish because that one mission is really, really bad, and I assume the last couple missions are also kind of bad. When I say bad, I just mean like really time consuming. So my vote is obviously going to Fire Emblem Engage. It is a fantastic game. I understand why it isn't nominated for other categories, but I would love for it to win something. So it might not even win this one, but it's okay. At least that's my vote. Incredible game. That's Fire Emblem Engage is also another one that is in the running for my game of the year. Best sports racing. We have soccer, racing, Hot Wheels. I'm gonna vote for Hot Wheels. I haven't actually played any of these, but I really want to play Hot Wheels Unleashed because Hot Wheels and it's fun. But Forza is probably like the actual best one. But fight me, Hot Wheels. Maybe if I keep voting for it, maybe we'll just make Hot Wheels forever. Best multiplayer. Baldur's Gate 3, Diablo 4, Party Animals, Street Fighter 6, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I mean, I don't do multiplayer, so I don't really know what I vote for here. Like, I just play Mario like by myself. But I could see any of these being like good for multiplayer depending on who you're playing with and all that. But I mean, I guess I'll just pick Mario because it's the one that I played and that I like the most. So that works for me. Best adaptation. Okay. Outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium. Yeah, this one I actually at least have some sense of what happened this year. Castlevania Nocturne I don't know much about. Gran Turismo happened. The Last of Us I watched. Super Mario Bros. Movie I watched, and Twisted Metal I did not watch, but I at least heard about. So obviously for me it's going to be between The Last of Us and Super Mario Bros. Movie. And I actually didn't watch the last episode or two, but I think my vote is still going for The Last of Us. I thought the show was really engaging. I thought it was really good. The Last of Us is like an incredible world, and I just thought that the show was really, really good. It sucks that I'm just really bad at keeping up with shows, but I still think that it's going to get my vote. Not to say that the Super Mario Bros. Movie was bad, but like, it was solid. It was solid. Whereas like The Last of Us was like really good. Yeah, so that's where my vote's going. So that makes me think that we're probably done with like games. Oh, okay. Oh, and then most anticipated game. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hades 2, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Star Wars Outlaws, and Tekken 8. So out of these, Star Wars Outlaws, I'd have to hear more about. I do think I'm interested in that. It's between Hades 2 and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I think I'm more. Nah, it's got to be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm like trying to make an argument for Hades too. I just played Hades this year, and I'm definitely looking forward to more. But I don't know. I might even end up liking Hades 2 more. I don't know. But like we've been waiting for more Final Fantasy VII and like for so long, and I'm so hype. I'm so hyped. So that's gonna get my vote. Are we at content creator or is that like one more? Okay, here we go. This is gonna be the last one I vote for because I don't care about whatchamacallit. I actually might not even vote for any of these. I have heard of Iron Mouse and Quackity, and I think this guy seems familiar. I don't know the other two, and I don't watch any of them. So you know what? Kind of anticlimactic. I don't think I'm gonna put a vote in just because I don't have a strong rooting interest. So I think that's going to do it for my voting. And lack thereof. Oh, sorry. I just was gonna go back to the categories, and you can see. Oh, I like that. I can kind of zoom over. Look at all my Spider-Man, Hi-Fi Rush, Final Fantasy, Hi-Fi Rush, man. Wow. Okay, look at that. See, I had some variety eventually. But yeah, that is going to be all my picks. Everything else, I don't have enough of an opinion to vote on, so I just won't. But yeah, let me know. I think that the Game Awards did pretty good this year, actually. There's probably going to be people that will make a fuss about, Alan Wake 2 being nominated for like everything, but I don't know. I feel like, especially when you got to like these categories, like, they mixed up like action adventure and RPG. I feel like they separated them and had a good variety of games. Then there was like different games and like fighting and family, and like they didn't have the same game like everywhere. So I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I don't have any major complaints. I will probably watch the Game Awards mostly for the trailers. I don't really care who wins. I actually have to look. I'm not sure if it airs on at a time when I'm working or not. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, let me know some of your thoughts on the Game Awards, some of your favorites, thoughts on my picks, things like that. Like I said, I will have a more comprehensive list of my favorite games of the year once it gets to the end of the year and I actually finish playing through all the games that I am playing. And yeah, so if that is something you are looking forward to, let me know, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you around for any future videos that you may choose to watch. But I'm going to get out of here. So until next time, peace out.